We are back live from Vegas, and Donald Trump is telling voters that the fix is in, claiming that there's rampant voter fraud in this country and that the election is rigged to favor Hillary Clinton.
They even want to try to rig the election at the polling booths. And believe me, there's a lot going on. Do you ever hear these people? They say there's nothing going on. People that have died 10 years ago are still voting.
That would be a problem. Former presidential candidate and Florida Senator Marco Rubio says not so fast.
This election's not being rigged, and I'm explaining to you why it's not being rigged in Florida and why I hope he stops saying that, why he should stop saying that. We have 67 counties in this state, each of which conduct their own elections. I promise you there is not a 67-county conspiracy to rig this election.
Brian Mast is a disabled veteran who joins us. He's running for U.S. Congress in Florida. And thank you, Brian, for being here, and thank you for your service. Welcome to the program. I am curious what you think about. It's good to have you with us, as I said. Marco Rubio versus Donald Trump. Who's right?
I don't say that the election is rigged either. Rigged, to me, that implies that the outcome has already been determined. And I can tell you the outcome hasn't been determined. We have 3 weeks until the election is over. There's a lot that can come out between now and then. And I can tell just as well as anybody, when you're faced with a challenge, you got to overcome it. That's what you do. That's what we do as Americans. We overcome those challenges.
So in terms of, Donald Trump's argument is twofold. He does believe that there's the potential for fraud at the polls. He talks about elections where there have been instances where dead people's names showed up on the voter rolls, and we all know that those stories have existed. He also thinks that the press has rigged it against him, that they are overwhelmingly in favor of Hillary Clinton. Do you agree with that part of his argument?
Oh, I certainly wouldn't deny either of those statements. Voter fraud is something that any one of us that's running for office, me included, it's one of those problems that we face. Whether you're talking about people voting in multiple states, dead people voting, people that are not citizens that shouldn't be voting, these are problems that we face. Donald Trump certainly has an uphill battle when it comes to the media attacking him. I don't think that's been a secret since the very beginning. But again, it's just one of those challenges that you got to look at. You understand that it's part of the road that we're on, and you got to overcome it. You got to fight like you're in last place.
So speaking of that, let's go on to the troubled VA and a USA Today exclusive. The paper's reporting that the Veterans Administration has been shuffling managers around for years and calling that new leadership. VA Secretary Bob McDonald claims that 90% of medical centers have, quote, new leadership since 2014. But this report that came out from USA Today finds that the VA has hired just 8 medical center directors who are from outside the agency during that time. Out of the 140 new directors, just 92 are actual new hires. And of those, only 69 are permanent. So the numbers do not speak to the kind of overhaul and reform that Bob McDonald had promised, do they?
No, they don't at all. This report is so upsetting to me. The VA, obviously, something that's very, very personal to me. I can tell you, I wish that at the time that Bob McDonald made those comments about the VA being similar to Disneyland, that was him essentially tendering his resignation. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. The VA is in dire need of a hero. They're in dire need of somebody that's going to show some valor and some courage on behalf of the veterans that are serviced there, and he's proven that he's not the man to do it.
Brian Mast, thank you very much. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you.